There are places on Earth so dangerous that a single mistake inside them could threaten millions of lives. Hidden behind layers of steel doors, armed security, pressure chambers, and airtight suits, scientists work face to face with the deadliest viruses humanity has ever discovered. Viruses capable of dissolving organs, causing internal bleeding, shutting down lungs, and spreading across continents before the world even realizes what's happening. These laboratories are known as Biosafety Level 4 facilities, or simply BSL-4 labs. They are the highest level of biological containment on Earth. Only a few dozen exist worldwide. Most people will never see inside one. Some believe these labs are humanity's best defense against future pandemics. Others fear they may be the very source of the next global outbreak. Tonight, we step inside the world's most dangerous labs, where science, secrecy, and fear collide.
Humanity has always feared invisible killers. Long before modern medicine, entire civilizations were destroyed by microscopic organisms no one could see or understand. Smallpox wiped out empires. The Black Death erased nearly a third of Europe. Even today, viruses continue to evolve faster than our ability to stop them. Scientists realize that if humanity wanted to survive future pandemics, they would need places where the deadliest pathogens on Earth could be safely studied. That is how high-security biolabs were born. Most laboratories around the world operate at lower safety levels, but certain pathogens are considered too dangerous for ordinary research facilities. Viruses like Ebola, Marburg, Nipah, and certain engineered pathogens require the highest possible containment. In a BSL-4 laboratory, even the air is controlled. Every drop of water, every piece of waste, every surface, and every human movement is monitored. These facilities are designed with one terrifying possibility in mind: preventing a deadly organism from escaping. The logic is simple. To defeat dangerous viruses, scientists must first understand them. They study how viruses infect cells, how they mutate, how they spread, and how vaccines or treatments can stop them. But the deeper humanity explores these microscopic threats, the closer scientists stand to unimaginable danger.
Getting inside one of these laboratories is nothing like entering a normal building. Before a scientist even approaches the containment zone, they undergo years of training. Psychological evaluations are common, security background checks are mandatory. Only a tiny number of researchers are ever granted access. Inside the facility, the atmosphere feels more like a military bunker than a laboratory. Cameras monitor every hallway, steel doors lock automatically behind each person entering. Air pressure systems ensure that contaminated air never escapes into the outside world. In many labs, the air pressure inside the dangerous rooms is lower than outside, meaning air always flows inward, never outward. Researchers wear fully sealed positive pressure suits connected to oxygen hoses. The suits resemble something from a science fiction movie. If the suit is punctured, filtered air pushes outward, helping prevent contamination from entering. Even then, every movement inside the lab is cautious and deliberate. A simple accident could be catastrophic. Scientists handle tiny tubes containing viruses so lethal that there may be no cure if exposure occurs. Some pathogens stored in these labs can kill up to 90% of infected victims. A single droplet might contain enough viral particles to start a deadly chain reaction. When researchers finish their work, the exit process can take nearly an hour. Chemical decontamination showers spray the suits with disinfectants.
Deep inside secured freezers, locked behind biometric systems and reinforced walls, are some of the most feared organisms known to science. Ebola virus is among the most infamous. Victims suffer high fever, internal bleeding, organ failure, and extreme dehydration. Entire villages in Africa have been devastated by outbreaks. Even trained doctors wearing protective gear have died treating infected patients. Then there is Marburg virus, a close relative of Ebola, equally horrifying, equally lethal. Nipah virus causes swelling of the brain and severe respiratory illness, with mortality rates reaching terrifying levels. Some scientists fear Nipah could become far more dangerous if mutations ever increase human-to-human transmission. And beyond naturally occurring viruses lies an even more controversial area of research: modified pathogens. In certain experiments, scientists alter viruses to better understand how they may evolve in nature. Supporters claim this research helps prepare vaccines before future pandemics emerge. Critics warn that creating enhanced viruses introduces risks humanity may not fully control. This debate intensified after the COVID-19 pandemic. Around the world, questions emerged about laboratory safety.
Throughout history, even highly secure laboratories have experienced accidents. In some cases, infected animals escaped containment. In others, researchers were accidentally exposed to dangerous pathogens. While most incidents were contained quickly, they revealed an uncomfortable truth: absolute safety does not exist. One of the most famous examples occurred during the Cold War, when biological weapons programs operated under extreme secrecy. Both the United States and the Soviet Union explored weaponized pathogens. Some facilities conducted experiments so dangerous that even many government officials knew little about them. In 1979, a deadly anthrax leak from a Soviet military facility in Sverdlovsk exposed nearby civilians. For years, authorities denied the truth. Eventually, evidence revealed that airborne anthrax spores had escaped due to a laboratory accident. The incident demonstrated how a microscopic mistake could become a national disaster. Modern laboratories operate under much stricter international standards, yet fears remain. Critics argue that the more facilities handling deadly viruses, the greater the probability of eventual human error. Others warn that geopolitical tensions increase the risk of bioresearch becoming militarized again. There is also growing concern about cyber threats. As laboratories become more digitally connected, security experts fear hackers could potentially target sensitive research systems. In a world where information itself can become a weapon, even biological data may carry dangerous consequences. Despite the fear surrounding these facilities, the people working inside them are not villains from movies. Most are highly trained researchers dedicating their lives to preventing the next global catastrophe. Many understand the risks better than anyone else on Earth. Some scientists spend years studying a single virus, searching for weaknesses hidden within its genetic code. Others race to develop vaccines before outbreaks spiral out of control. During deadly epidemics, researchers in BSL-4 labs often work around the clock under enormous pressure. But the psychological burden can be intense. Imagine spending hours inside a sealed suit, knowing that a microscopic error could end your life. Imagine handling pathogens capable of triggering global panic. Every action must be precise, every procedure repeated perfectly. Fatigue, distraction, or overconfidence can become deadly. For some researchers, the work becomes deeply personal. Many witnessed pandemics firsthand. Some lost colleagues during outbreaks. They believe the only way to stop future disasters is through relentless scientific preparation. Yet, even within the scientific community, disagreements remain. Some researchers support stricter regulations. Others believe excessive restrictions could slow critical discoveries. The balance between scientific progress and global safety remains one of the greatest ethical challenges of the modern age.
The future of high-security laboratories may become even more controversial as biotechnology advances. Scientists can now edit genes with increasing precision using technologies like CRISPR. Artificial intelligence is accelerating biological research faster than ever before. What once required years of experimentation can now be simulated in weeks. Some experts believe future pandemics could emerge naturally from wildlife as humans continue expanding into untouched ecosystems. Others fear engineered pathogens may eventually pose the greater threat. As technology becomes cheaper and more accessible, biological research is no longer limited to major governments.
This creates a dangerous paradox. Humanity needs advanced laboratories to defend against biological threats, but the more advanced the technology becomes, the more powerful and potentially dangerous that research may become. Governments around the world continue investing billions into biosecurity infrastructure. New containment facilities are being built in multiple countries. International organizations push for stronger oversight, transparency, and emergency cooperation. Yet secrecy still surrounds many programs. National security concerns often prevent full public disclosure, and in the absence of transparency, suspicion grows. For ordinary people, these laboratories remain mysterious places, hidden behind walls and classified documents.
Somewhere on Earth tonight, behind reinforced glass and sealed steel chambers, scientists are still working with the deadliest viruses known to humanity. Machines hum quietly in underground rooms. Freezers preserve organisms that could change the course of civilization if released. Researchers move carefully through decontamination corridors, carrying the weight of global responsibility on their shoulders. These laboratories exist because the world fears another pandemic, but they are also feared because they remind us of something deeply uncomfortable. Human beings are now powerful enough to manipulate life itself. The line between protection and danger has never been thinner. One side sees these labs as humanity's shield against extinction. The other sees them as a risk too great to control. Maybe both are true, because inside the world's most dangerous labs, humanity is not only studying viruses, it is confronting the limits of its own power. And the next discovery made behind those sealed doors could either save millions of lives or change the world forever.